Okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided to the Co-Star, the official newspaper of the Borough of Belmar, and the Asbury Park Press on December 13, 2023, and notice of this meeting was posted on the bulletin board of the municipal building. Take roll call. Councilwoman Donovan? Here. Councilwoman Kinney?
Here.
Mayor Beccafusco?
Here.
Councilman Rondinero?
Here.
Councilman Levis?
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence for our troops, their families, our first responders, and longtime resident Matt Sharon.
And the victims of the Maryland Battery Bridge crash.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to have an announcement real quick, and then we're going to walk into the workshop.
Hi everyone, before we get started, we just wanted to make sure to announce while we have everyone here that there will be a town hall meeting here at Taylor Pavilion on Thursday, April 18th at 7 p.m. To give an update on the ongoing Verizon situation. We will have a featured speaker of Scott McCullough, who is the attorney representing our Belmar residents who are successfully intervening in Verizon's lawsuit against Monmouth County. We have elected officials coming from the county and our surrounding towns, and we'd really like everyone to not only show up, but to spread the word to your neighbors and encourage everyone to come by. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. And if you can make it, please be there.
Yep, all times.
Okay, workshop, we're going to start off with honoring our St. Rose High School basketball team and our shot put champion, Josh Heisman. Yeah. We're going to take pictures.
Yes, can I have Josh Heisman come up, please? This is a resolution honoring Joshua Heisman. Whereas Joshua Heisman is a senior student at St. Rose High School, and whereas Joshua has had a stellar season for St. Rose High School athletics at shot put, and whereas Joshua won the Bishop Longin Games in Staten Island, he became the Monmouth County champion, the Shore Conference champion, the non-public B shot put relay champion, and the non-public B individual state champion. And whereas Joshua also won the New Jersey Meet the Champions with a throw of 67 feet and 7 inches, setting a new St. Rose High School record. And whereas this is Joshua's 3rd time winning the Meet the Champions title, and whereas Joshua's amazing accomplishments have earned him the first ever St. Rose All-American honors in track and field. Now therefore be it resolved that the Mayor and the Council of Belmar proudly congratulate Joshua, and may he continue his success in the many tournaments in his future and throughout college.
Anyone else would like a picture? Come on up, take one. 1, 2, 3.
All right, I'd like to invite the boys basketball team up, St. Louis boys basketball. basketball New Jersey non-public B state champs. Whereas St. Rose High School provides the opportunity for young men and women from our community and surrounding towns to participate in organized interscholastic athletic programs, and whereas the St. Rose High School boys basketball team had a stellar 2023-24 season, bringing honor to St. Rose and the Belmar community, finishing with a record of 29-2, and finishing #1 in the state of New Jersey and #9 in the country. Whereas on March 8th, 2024, the St. Rose High School boys basketball team won the New Jersey State Inter-Athletic Association, I think, non-public B state championship, defeating Montclair Immaculate 73-29. And whereas the following team members of the 23-24 St. Rose High School boys basketball team are to be congratulated for their accomplishment: Matt Hodge, Jaden Hodge, Evan Romano, Avery Lynch, Gio Panzini, Brian Ebeling, Matt Breen, Tyler Hager, Luke Roman, Nick Perrone, Chris Bartholomew, Brennan Sherman, Oren Campbell, Andrew Romano, Ryan Dudas, Tyler Cameron, Patrick Hansen. And whereas the St. Rose boys high school team was led to victory by coaches Brian Lynch, Patrick Lynch, Anthony Latesta, Lawrence Schuler, Tom Fox, and manager Brendan Brophy. And whereas the mayor and council of the borough of Belmar are so proud to pay special tribute to these young men who won the B Coastal Division, the Shore Conference Tournament, the Southern Regional Non-Public B, and the New Jersey Non-Public B State Championships. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and council of the borough of Belmar and the residents of Belmar that they join with the St. Rose student body, teachers, and administration and commend and congratulate the 2023-24 St. Rose boys basketball team for their outstanding performance and accomplishments.
We'll just squeeze in for a picture. If anyone else wants to come on up. Make sure you can see everyone. All right, ready guys? 1, 2.
Making Belmar proud. Congratulations. Congratulations.
I think I got everybody.
One last thing, we should also applaud the families. These five
Such problems. Jody and I have a couple late
Okay,
ones for them to.
to continue with our workshop. Let me start by asking the rest of the council, does anyone have anything they'd like to discuss in the workshop? I have one or two things, but I can wait. No? All right, the one thing I was just wanted to get you all up to date on, if you don't already know, the gazebo at Silver Lake is basically out of commission because I think it was noted that it was kind of tilted at one point, and we had our structural engineers come actually today to take a look at it. But in any event, just from looking at what was under the gazebo supporting it, it seemed like a number of posts had dry rotted, and due to the high winds that we've had recently, the gazebo kind of moved off of their pilings. So we need to repair that before we can allow people to go on there. So for safety reasons, it's been closed, and I'm hoping we're going to get that done, sooner rather than later. So any updates on that?
I believe they're coming Thursday, Bill?
Yeah, Thursday.
Yes, we should know by the end of the week exactly what we're looking at.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we had a kind of an unofficial look by our engineer, Jim Morrison. He said, he would recommend that we get one of his structural guys to take a look at it and tell us exactly what needs to be done. So that's where that is. And
So I just have a quick question. So I'm assuming it's closed, you can't go in the gazebo. Did they close it off to public traffic or?
yeah, there's
Okay.
two boards, and then there's
Okay.
a sign that says "Do not enter."
Okay.
So, unfortunately, I think it's not interfering with anything. I think we had one wedding that had to be told they couldn't do that. But fortunately, we didn't have any other things reserved for that. So hopefully, we'll get it done in time
Yes.
for the seafood festival.
Right, seafood festival, that's right.
So that's that. I don't really have anything other to add. We can move on then to petitions.
We have not received any petitions.
Okay. Approval of minutes.
Can I have a motion to approve the minutes of the March 12th meeting?
Make the motion.
Second?
Councilwoman Donovan?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kinney?
Yes.
Mayor Buckafusco?
Yes.
Councilman Rondonero?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Yes. Okay, reports of council. Councilwoman Donovan.
Hi, everyone. We're doing a lot of really exciting work at the Belmar Environmental Commission. Working with the borough, we've sent a request to the Army Corps of Engineers to do a free evaluation of Silver Lake, which is a very exciting step in that process. We are urging any homeowners who think that geese may be nesting in their yards to contact the BEC as we track them. We want to track them before they start laying eggs too. You can contact them on the BEC on Facebook, or you can reach out to me directly. The Sustainable Jersey Initiative is already reaping benefits. We found out today that Belmar has been selected for a free corridor or neighborhood complete streets assessment, which helps assess needs and opportunities for a small neighborhood or corridor, and includes a workshop on about half a mile length of road to identify potential pedestrian and bicycle improvements. So that's a free thing that we're getting into the community because of the work we've been doing. And then finally, I'm very excited to announce that we will be hosting a community cleanup at Silver Lake on Saturday, April 27th, from 11 to 1 p.m. meeting approximately near the gazebo. This is a great opportunity for everyone who's been asking how they can get involved and literally roll up your sleeves and get to work. We're hoping to follow up with some type of small-scale planting community project that won't interfere with some of the larger-scale plans for a living shoreline once we acquire the appropriate funding for that. But you can follow the BEC on Facebook for more information, along with environmentally friendly tips and pictures of adorable animals. We have a new tourism booth coming to the boardwalk this summer. Businesses who are interested in providing materials to the booth or for our staff member to hand out there should contact John Walsh in the back there. And sign-ups will start this week for the town-wide spring yard sale, which will be the first weekend in May, the 4th and the 5th. And finally, don't forget we have Seafood Festival coming up, and that will be the weekend of May 17th. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Kinney.
Thank you, Mayor. So at our last Shade Tree Commission, we had discussed meeting with the borough administrator about figuring out our plantings and what we're going to be doing for when the piano comes. So we actually had a meeting today, and it was very productive. I just am going to pass it off to the business administrator, Kane, if you'd like to just comment on the meeting and the progress we made.
Yeah, basically what we talked about was just taking the Piano Plaza area and all the grassy areas, redoing. There's a lot of dead trees in there, a lot of overgrown trees, so the Shade Tree Commission is gonna take a look at a plan to redo that entire area as we, put the piano in there with the new papers and all that. So really, it's just a spruce up of the entire Piano Plaza area.
And that construction has already begun with the plaza for the stage for the piano.
For the platform, yeah.
Mhm.
The piano is gonna sit on a 16 by 16 inches high platform in the middle of the Piano Plaza, and the construction of the platform area has started. The foundation's been dug out before, the walls have been built, and the contractor's gonna add the electric, to run electrical conduit, to run from the light, and then the contractor will come back in and finish the top, and it'll be ready for when the piano arrives.
Which is not yet. The
Which
piano.
we haven't defined exactly.
Contrary to popular belief, the piano is not in New Jersey.
As far as we know.
Right.
There's no confirmation where the piano physically is, so
Got it.
until we receive that, back in that.
Okay, great. Thanks for the update on that. Okay. Recreation tennis camp sign-ups start April 1st. Summer tennis lessons sign-ups start April 1st. Kids running club sign-ups are happening now, as well as junior guards. The Easter egg hunt was a huge success. Over 200 kids were down there, lots of eggs. And summer camp sold out pretty much the same night it opened. So summer camp's just super popular, and we look forward to another really fun and exciting summer camp for the kids. Real quick around the schools, all the kids are off next week, starting St. Rose is done Thursday, the rest of Belmar Elementary is done on Friday. They didn't have any updates for me, but I did want to announce a few things between the St. Rose schools. There is a clothing drive. I'd like to pass that off to the elementary school too. Another clothing drive, April 13th in the St. Rose parking lot. Any old clothes, sheets, towel, things that you have, please do. That goes by weight, so they get to kind of, it's a good fundraiser for the school. And St. Rose High School is doing a runway for Rose's fashion show on Sunday the 14th. This is student models and fashions from all our local businesses around the area, and tickets for that are $25, and you can buy tickets on the website. And lastly, I just want to talk about our skate park fundraiser. Our very first skate park fundraiser was this past weekend. The Volkers were there. It was nice to see you there. Lots of local people, lots of community support, Hainers. It was really heartwarming. It was an awful day in terms of weather, but we still were able to manage having over 200 people come through. We had 3 bands play. We sold lots of t-shirts. We gave out lots of giveaways. Our 50-50 was, I think the winning 50-50 pot was like over $650. Of which this very nice gentleman donated it all back to the skate park, which was so awesome. Another heartwarming thing. And we are like at around $10,000 now, which is a good kickoff. It's not a big amount of money for our first fundraiser, but we were excited to get the first one under our belt, work out the kinks, try to figure out what we did right, what we did wrong, and to work towards future fundraisers and events, and then obviously donations and working on grants and all of those things that come further. But we're excited, and I just want to thank everybody who made that possible, all the donations that we got, all the sponsors, all the businesses, and of course all our local community that came out. So thank you so much for the support. And that's it.
Councilwoman Romero.
Yes, that was a blast at the skate park fundraiser, and please, if you can come out to any of these fundraisers, this is going to be a wonderful skate park that we'll all be very proud of when it's completed. So thank you so much. Thank you for the skate park committee and the Friends of the Belmar Skate Park as well. I was also able to attend, and the mayor spoke, at the COVID Memorial's 4th annual ceremony at Alair State Farm this weekend, and that started on the Belmar beachfront, and now the first permanent COVID memorial in the U.S. Is at Alair State Farm, and we thank Rima and Travis Whitaker for creating a memorial that helps so many grieving families who lost loved ones during the pandemic, and we're honored that it started here in Belmar. The library has some great events coming up. Tomorrow, there's a wonderful author time. Zach Levy is a high school student. He's a senior, and he wrote a book last year about homelessness. in Monmouth County called Unhoused. And he spent a year interviewing homeless people in shelters and in soup kitchens all around Monmouth County. It's a wonderful book. I read it myself. I would love if you could come 6 p.m. At the library to learn more about homelessness in our area, or even just to give this gentleman some support since he's doing the work at a really young age. Parents and grandparents, ready to learn how to invest your hard-earned money for successful financial planning for your children's future? Now is the time to get started with professional financial and portfolio advisor Angela Bravinsky. Saturday, April 6th at 10 a.m. live at the library. You can see when Lewis writes these. He's real good. It's like a real commercial. And you can register to attend on the library website. The library is happy to host and to present local readers the Writer's Block Spring Book Fair, Saturday, April 13th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., featuring 30 local New Jersey Shore authors and their books. This is a great opportunity to meet local authors and support their work, get signed copies of their books, and for people in the local publishing industry to network with others. The event is free and open to the public at Taylor Pavilion. April is National Poetry Month, and the library is adding to its Living History series with Edgar Allan Poe as portrayed by historian actor Bob Gleason of the American Historical Theater, Saturday, April 27th at 11 a.m. Hold the date info and full announcement details will be posted on the website and Facebook shortly. Finally, a final reminder to make sure that you have your say in the library's strategic plan project. The input from the public is a valuable tool so we can develop our 5-year plan that enhances the library's efforts to serve you. And please visit our website for all of the details. The Belmar Housing Authority. Last Friday, the BHA had opened sealed bids that went out for the facade work. Unfortunately, they'll probably have to reject the bids as they came in too high, and the lowest bidder, which probably would have been the doable price, backed out. So it's my understanding that at the next meeting, they can approve to reject the current bid and approve to go out to bid again. So a little bit of a letdown there. I attended the 5-year meeting plan with our mayor in attendance, and he offered some really good ideas for routine maintenance on carpet cleaning, painting, and vent cleaning, and security. I was told today that the final testing for Jersey Elevator and the security company is tomorrow. All the wiring is complete, and once the final testing is done tomorrow, the BHA can schedule state inspections. That will be the last piece before they actually can use the elevator. So let's all, send positive thoughts that that inspection goes quickly. As you might have read, the BHA will receive $676,000 in federal appropriations for the critical building repairs at the senior building. We'd like to thank Congressman Smith again for requesting the funding on behalf of the borough through HUD's Community Development Fund. It was an honor to work on this request with Executive Director Paul DeSantis, the Board of Commissioners, Deputy Chief of Staff, to Chris Smith, Joe Schloter, and all the local representatives and nonprofits in the area that went to bat for the funds to secure better conditions for our residents. These funds will be used towards securing the facade and other urgent updates. Thanks.
Thank you, Councilman Rondinero. I'm thinking about maybe instituting the 5-year rule for council. We'll talk about that later. Council President Levis.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a reminder, if you have a boat slip in the marina, your final payment is due by March 31st, or they will go to one of the wonderful people who are on the wait list who are looking for slips. So make sure you make your final payment in the portal by March 31st. Friendly Sons of the Shillelagh are having a 3rd annual polar bear plunge. It's going to be Saturday, April 27th at 1 p.m. down at 18th Avenue and Ocean Ave. It's a $50 entry fee, or if you raise $100, you get a sweatshirt. And I'll be plunging, so if anybody wants to donate to see me jump in the cold water, let me know. And also, we had a great, basketball team with St. Rose. There were a couple of Belmar elementary students who are now at Manasquan High School who did really well as well for their basketball teams, and I just want to recognize them as well. Manasquan High School girls team won the state championship second title, or second division, about 2 weeks ago, and that's Hope try to pronounce this name, I'm gonna kill it. Masonius and Rosie Latesta of Belmar contributed very well to that team. We also had Belmar Elementary School graduate Ray Weinsheimer was chosen as Freshman of the Year for the Shore Conference, helping the Manasquan Boys Central Jersey championship as well. So I'd like to recognize them. So that's all I have there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I have one announcement. We will be starting the Mayor's Wellness Campaign kickoff on April 7th in the Taylor Pavilion. We're going to have a health fair, and the time will be from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we encourage everyone to go. You can have your blood pressure checked, glucose checked. There'll be ability to do vaccinations. Some of our local businesses will be there, health related. Dr. Kinney will be one of those businesses. And so it's it's a good opportunity to take advantage of free things that are coming regarding health. So that was April 7th, 11 to 2 p.m. Taylor Pavilion. And I think that's all I have, but I'm going to actually add one thing that I should have done in the workshop, because I know I'm going to preempt somebody's question, and it's either for B.A. Kane or the chief. I've gotten about a million calls, no, not a million. People want to know if we can get the light at Fifth Avenue to a blinker. And I'm sure, is that a state-run light or?
Believe so, I can look into it.
All right, would you look into
Yep.
that? So I just cut out, I think, about 10 comments.
I was actually thinking that when I was stuck at it the other day.
Yeah.
Really
It should be a
Yep, I will make
We're
some
not
phone
waiting
calls.
for anything.
Temporarily,
Yep.
right, yeah.
Well, thank you. That's all I have at this point. So I guess we're moving on to the public session.
Okay. If anyone from the public would like to comment on one of the resolutions listed on the agenda, please step forward, state your name and address. Thanks.
Mr. Creamer?
Eugene Creamer, Fourth Avenue. I just have a need for clarification on Resolution 2024-76. This is the lease of the concession space at the Fifth Avenue Pavilion. I'm confused. Down in about, I guess, the middle of the resolution here, it says, the lease for the first year shall be for a term beginning March 15th, 2024 through December 31st, 2026. That's more than a year. Is the term of the lease actually going to be?
No, the term of the lease is actually going to be 2 years and 7 months. So it's a multi-year lease. But the term, since we didn't start as January 1st, the term starts on May 15th, 2024. So it's for all the rest of 2024, all of 2025, and all of 2026. And each year, the lease amount would be $15,000.
A minimum of 50.
Minimum of $15,000. So it's not a 3-year lease, but it's like a 2.5-year lease. But each, and I was just asking that, and the bidders will get a copy of the lease agreement, which explains that, and that they have to be open for at least, what would you say, 5 months? From
Yeah, May 1st through
from
October
May 1st
31st.
to October 1st? Yeah, so it is a little confusing the way it's written, but it's for that whole term.
That-
Okay.
Gene, that's an old copy of the resolution, so that we had caught that typo and fixed it.
May 15th.
Yeah, May 15th is when it would start. But yeah, it's a multi-year lease, and then it could be renewed for 2 more 1-year terms, so for a total of 5 years.
And it started May 15th this year because of the construction that we're doing with the bathrooms.
Right.
And if people wanted to stay in all year, could they?
I think we discussed that, yes. they
Okay,
could.
so that is an option
Yeah,
for
in other words, if
business to,
somebody wanted to open in April, you know, because we had a great week or whatever.
Oh.
Once they're in the lease, they could do that. But we would like them, you know, the lease as it is, definitely from May 1st to October 1st. So it's up to the person who's running the business.
Okay.
Excuse me, it doesn't have to be a business.
It's gonna be a food service business.
Okay,
That's what it's limited to. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, good. And the successful bidder, they're gonna get the certificate of occupancy. They have to pay for that. In other words, if they're gonna move equipment there and so on, I believe that there has to be a certificate of occupancy.
I would presume
Yes,
whatever
they
it
would
is.
need to get a tenant fit out permit and a mercantile license.
Okay. Okay, and they're responsible for utilities,
Mhm.
and they can't let the pipes freeze.
You better not.
I-
No, we are, you know, in the renovations that we're doing, we're trying to make sure that they won't freeze, you know.
Okay, so the pipes are gonna be heat traced, in other words,
I don't know exactly how they're gonna do it, but that was one of the specifications we required with the renovation.
okay. The reason I'm asking that, I think the pipes have frozen in there at least twice as far as I'm aware of. You know, we didn't have a real cold winter this winter, but it doesn't mean we're not
We
going to
could.
have it in the future. Okay, thank you very much for clarification.
And I'll just point out one other thing while we're talking about it. If you notice, it's gonna be awarded a little differently. We're going to have a public bidding at public auction. So the bidders will come to a council meeting, and the first thing they will do is we will have the auction for the lease. So they will, you know, whoever wants to bid gives the deposit, and then we conduct in public what the bid amounts are, and ultimately will be awarded that night.
When is that?
That's on
April
April
30th.
30th. So bring your popcorn, whatever, sit back and relax. Any other questions, comments? Yes.
Claire Hayner, I keep the big, with this, I didn't read the details, but now that you're talking about it, you're saying it's like for like a year and a half, like, or a couple seasons. What if, you know, like, no bids come in and somebody just wants it for like one season? Is that, are we gonna open it up to that, or are we just gonna say, no, we're not renting it?
I would rather not answer hypothetical questions, because
All right, then
I-
hopefully we'll just have a plan then in place or thought about, that if that hypothetically comes up, that we'll have a solution.
we have to
instead of-
rebid it. Because the bid as it's going now is a 2.5 to 3 year lease. If nobody bids, then we're back to square one, correct, Counselor?
Yeah, and a 3-year bid gives people more time to recoup their fit out.
But I mean, if no one decides to bid on like any project, then you have to stop.
It was last year,
Yeah, then we're back to figuring out what we
Right.
can do with space.
Hasn't the past few years been a loss for people?
I don't know.
What I've heard. So, all right, just hopefully we'll be prepared.
Hopefully, yes.
It sounds, if I'm not mistaken, it sounds like more time that they would be able to be in their business and have access to their business than it did in prior years, and, you know, for less money overall for the concession folks.
Any other
A
comments?
little bit.
Okay.
Can I have a motion to close the public session?
Motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I have a motion to approve the resolutions as listed on the consent agenda?
Motion.
Second.
Councilwoman Donovan?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kinney?
Yes.
Mayor Buckafusco?
Yes.
Councilman Rondonero?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Yes.
Next, we have ordinance 2024-3. This is an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank. Could I have a motion to offer this ordinance for first reading and introduction?
Motion?
Second.
Councilwoman Donovan?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kinney?
Yes.
Mayor Buckafusco?
Yes.
Councilman Rondonero?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Yes.
That is all of our agenda items now open for public session. If anyone would like to speak, please remember to state your name and address first.
Louise Marie Riscard. I'm 805 Buckley, First Avenue. As we know, we had a disaster in Maryland at the bridge today. It's very tragic. And as you know, our Ocean Avenue Bridge at this very moment has no bumpers. That is exactly what happened in Maryland. The ship hit the bumpers, and the bumpers are due to be replaced, but I think we should be well aware of this, and we should be calling the county and making sure that this is happening in a timely fashion, because as I said, at this very moment, there are no bumpers on the, I don't know, the supporting foundations for the bridge. So should anything hit, the structural damage on the bridge would be something, you know, according, close to Maryland. Also, the railings, anybody, I suggest everybody walks over the Ocean Avenue Bridge on the east side, the ocean side, and examines the railings, because the rust and the deterioration, at one point, it is rusted and deteriorated on both connecting pieces, so there's absolutely nothing holding it together. And that's a scary thought. I'm always proactive. You can't measure what didn't happen, but you can measure what happened today in Maryland. So I think that should really bring our attention to our bridges. Can I ask, does anybody know why there is no boat traffic for the last 3 weeks? There's absolutely, I live in an apartment on the inlet, and the boats go out every day, 7 o'clock in the morning, and they wake me up. It's my little alarm clock. There has been absolutely no boat traffic for 3 weeks. Nobody?
I don't know why.
Is there do we get any information on the state, on the bridge on Main Street? Do we get any updates on what's going on or anything? Do they talk? I know it's the state. I know the Main Street Bridge is state, so does the state talk to you and say what's happening?
No, actually, sorry, can you hear? Actually, we had a meeting with Monmouth County last week with Belmar, Avon, and the county on that specific details.
On the Ocean Avenue Bridge?
Main Street, the Main Street Bridge, because the whole thing is we need to know exactly what's going on. So we had a meeting with the director Arnone and the county engineer Joe Latour with the idea, trying to figure out county engineering is going to be working with the state, with DOT, to find out exactly what's going on. Last we heard, they were still surveying the structure because there's significant structural damage to the bridge, and they were still assessing how they're going to repair it and what the plan was going to be. But as of, like, Chief, I don't know if you've heard anything, but we haven't heard anything since that statement that came out from DOT.
Well, my apartment faces the inlet. That's the inlet right there, and the boats come right out every morning, every day. So it's beautiful. I love it. Not one boat, not one charter boat, not one little boat has been out in the last 3 weeks. So something's going on.
You have to bring it up with them, Anita. We don't tell them that
Well,
they can't go out. The weather's been very poor.
No, I'm not
That's
saying that boats don't go out. I'm saying there's something else going on. But we are almost an island. Belmar is almost an island, and we live and breathe with our bridges. So I just want to call this to everybody's attention. I think things are, you know, clearly the Main Street Bridge is needed to be fixed. Clearly the Ocean Avenue Bridge needs to be fixed. And that's not even on a list to be replaced, so you know. They're just going to repair and repair and repair, and that's 150 years old. So we live by our bridges. You want the marina to be this big, incredible, wonderful thing. We don't have bridges. The boats can't, it all has to go together. Thank you.
Thank you, Anita. I just wanted to add too that I did have a meeting where I was in the meeting where there were Monmouth County engineers talking about the Ocean Avenue Bridge and the repairs that it does need. And that is going to happen. Unfortunately, it looks like it's probably going to be October through January. We still will be able to use the bridge as, pedestrians, cars will be able to go through, but it will reduce the width of the channel because they're going to need to get a barge in there to do the fixing. So thank you. I know that is a concern, and they did just have a meeting with the Mariners and making sure, like, okay, how much space do you need clearance-wise, so that this doesn't affect you. So hopefully we'll have more information on that soon.
And just to clarify, this is Administrator Kane, there is not an end date for Main Street Bridge. We don't know an end time. They're not giving us any indication at all of a timeline.
No, exactly. And that was our question. That we were trying to coordinate that with the county and Avon and us. Belmar, to get to DOT, to get specific. And what they're gonna do is what the county suggested through their engineering department. They're gonna get updates from DOT, post it on their website and send it to us so we can post it on our, just to keep everybody updated. We said we need continuous communication on this. I think from what we understand in talking to DOT, that they're still assessing and coming up with a plan, because their term was significant structural damage, so that's where we're at.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I did just want to add, within that meeting, I advocated for there to be good signage for slowing and the no wake rules that happen in that channel, because wake will be a consideration once we have a smaller channel for those boats to go through. Thank you.
My name is Jim Whalen, I live on Mariner Court. I'd like to begin by thanking you guys for putting in all the time that you do. I know from experience it's a thankless job. People say nothing when things are going good, and when there's complaints to be made, they're right here all the time. So appreciate the time. Having said that, I'd like to make a few complaints. I live on Marina Court, and when I get up in the morning, the first thing I see when I look out my window is the water tower. And for 8 years, I've been looking at a filthy, disgusting water tower. I believe if someone had a house in such disrepair, the township would be sending them letters and making them get up to standard. I'd like to know, is there anybody gonna clean that or paint it or do anything to it? It's like a big advertisement that Belmar is not doing their job. If you ride around other towns, everybody's water tower is looking good, except ours needs a paint job badly, and it's filthy dirty. Anybody?
I agree with you 100%. The thing is, we would like to do everything at once, but there are priorities and then there are priorities. So, we had initially, going back when we first started, conversations with Verizon about painting the tower and putting up some more of their antennae up there. And obviously when we started harassing them about the 5G poles, that kind of went down the tubes. So it's a pretty big expense. I forget what the estimate is to paint that, because there's a lot more than painting that needs to be done.
Yeah, in addition to painting, it's filthy dirty, it's all mold on the bottom.
Yeah. So
I challenge anybody to find a water tower anywhere in worse condition than what we have here in Belmar.
Well, we have it on our list of infrastructure things that need to be done.
Well, that
So-
needs to be done.
So, we will get to it.
Well, okay. Next thing is, a couple of weeks ago, there was a guy presenting a plan for McCleary Park, and he was gonna put in new pickleball courts. I think everybody's aware of that. I wonder if did they speak to anybody that plays pickleball before they come up with this plan?
We have had requests from people who wanted more
Well, I'll tell you
pickleball
what,
courts
because
there.
if you look at that park, there's tennis courts, and then there's 3 pickleball courts that were made, they took away one of the tennis courts and converted it to 3 pickleball courts. Those courts are now in very bad shape, they're in disrepair. And the plan that was presented was to add 3 more courts. But if you notice, the courts that they presented are perpendicular to the tennis courts. So those courts, the pickleball court should be laid out in the same configuration as the tennis courts, because the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So when you play pickleball on the courts that are there now, and on the courts that are proposed, the sun is gonna be in your eyes in the morning and in the evening. Whereas if you play tennis, the sun is not in your eye at any other time. Tennis courts were done properly, the pickleball courts were done improperly. And now there's a plan to put in 3 more pickleball courts that again are gonna be laid out the wrong way. They should turn them around so the sun's not in your eyes. Pickleball courts are very well used. I don't know if you go there in the sun, go there at 8 o'clock in the morning in the summertime, there's 40 people playing there. and some ingress. So if they would just turn the courts quarter turn, some wouldn't be ingress. But according to the plan that was presented here, is making the same mistake of having the courts east-west as opposed to north-south.
I think we spoke with the engineer about that, and one of the issues, and we can speak to him again about it, was the fact that you'll get fewer courts in, if you do the east-west designation. But that,
The original suggestion coming from the people that play pickleball there was to take another tennis court and convert it. So instead of doing that, what we proposed through this grant application was just leave the 3 tennis courts, but add 3 more pickleball